know is Miss Patty Roussel's day. Look at all the people who have come to honor her and say farewell, and for this I want to thank each and every one of you. Patty, I bet you didn't know so many people will be here to celebrate your departure.
No.
It is difficult to say that you are retiring because so much of you continue to live in our hearts. Your wisdom and your guidance has taught your students to grow and strive for the best. Look back on your years with dignity and joy. Know that the gifts you taught will inspire them forever. Your commitment to the program and each of us is unparalleled. We want you to know we will always remember your dedication and hard work as the director of the Pride of EA Marching Band. From the board of directors, from the booster board committee.
Wow. Happy retirement presented to Patty Roussel. It is difficult to say that you are retiring because so much of you continues to live in our hearts. Your wisdom and guidance taught your students to grow and strive for the best. Look back on your years with dignity and joy. Know that the gifts you taught will inspire them forever. Your commitment to the program and each of us is unparalleled. We want you to know that we will always remember your dedication and hard work as the director of the Pride of EA Marching Band. Love always, students and parents of the EA Marching Band.
I want to take a moment to honor another special person. Aaliyah. Where are you? Aaliyah. Many of you know that she will be leaving the EA high school family to start her next step in her career by moving back to home to Iowa and begin the new band director at her high school. Leah, you will be missed by so many, but you have left everyone with memories that we will never forget from the past 2 years. The band booster officers would like to give you a small token of our appreciation for your dedication and hard work you gave to the EA Marching Band and Color Board. And this time, Miss Webb, can you please come up, please? We did not forget about you. Here is a little something from the officers to get you through the next year. At this time, if there's any students, faculty, parents of the band that would like to come up and say something special to Ms. Roussel, Ms. Leah, please do so at this time.
Hey guys, I didn't have anything prepared, but Ms. Roussel's been too big of a part of my past not to say something. I'm supposed to be a tough guy up here, right? Yeah. Ms. Roussel taught me back in, I graduated in 07, so I'm one of the older guys here. I know. I still remember the year though. So. She taught me 2 years in middle school, and my 8th grade year she ended up moving to high school here at East Ascension from Dallas Middle. And then she taught me for the next 4 years. She taught me to play percussion, but she taught a lot more than that. So besides being a teacher, Ms. Roussel was really a leader in my life. Y'all don't judge me. Just I promise I'm tough, I promise. But one thing she did for me is remembering not only teaching me a band, but teaching me life lessons. And something that she's always passed on as a leader is how to respect you as each other, as to lead people, and not only just guide them, but be encouraging to them and teach them things other than band. I can remember how many times Ms. Roussel actually fussed at me over 6 years. That's 4. Wasn't very many, but they counted. And one thing, and the reason it counted is because you knew what she meant behind it. She was more than just a person there to show you, teach you how to play an instrument, or teach you the ways of music, but she taught me, again, so much in life and so much about being a person and how to treat others and things like that. So when she did fuss at me, it counted, right? The last time I remember her fussing at me was senior year, and I took, we called it band theory. I think it was a way to get me out of PE. I was the only percussionist in the entire class, so I never played. We never had many parts, but I did sit on the side and read a few music theory books, and we called it a class. To me, it was just an easy day, right? That was my goal. But I got complacent a little bit, and I started slacking off, and I got comfortable, right? I was a senior, felt easy. We've been friends for years. I thought we were cool. until she came after me, and I don't remember what I was doing, but I was on the side, everybody was playing, and I must have been a distraction. And she looked at me. I don't know if she's ever been mad at y'all, but she got these eyes. Right? Look. Unprecedented in anybody's eyes, you will see. And as soon as she looked at me, I knew I was in trouble. And I told her, and she fussed at me right in front of the whole class. And I could have taken it so many ways, but what it did, it really humbled me, right? Because in the band, I played a few roles. I was band president, drumline captain. But what it taught me was to never, as a leader of people beyond me, is to not be complacent and be humble about it, right? Set the example for those people. And it's taken me so far in life, it's taken me far in my career. I've had great opportunities because of it. And it's one little incident like that, it just shows you that whenever you have a person looking out for you, and a person leading you like Ms. Roussel, how far it will actually take you. And so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and for many people that may not realize the lessons beyond music you teach us. And thank you, we love you.
Oh.
Now, like Eric, I'm not even gonna lie, it's gonna be really hard not to cry. Because,
You gotta be tough.
I'm trying. I don't have waterproof mascara. So, my name is Naomi Howard Narcisse, and I have been with Miss Roussel since middle school, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. She was a wonderful middle school music teacher. That was my first introduction into music, and I played flute. And at the end of my 8th grade year, as I'm sure maybe some of us can remember about our 8th grade teachers, we're so ready to get to high school. I don't have to see you again. I can move on. I'm gonna be a freshman. I'm not even worried about you. And then she gets up, I remember it like it was yesterday. She gets up on the podium and says, "Guess what, y'all? I'm going with you to high school." And I was like, that's awesome. But it turns out that that was one of the best, if not the biggest impact in my entire life. And I really do mean that. Those next 4 years were absolutely amazing and impactful. I can't remember if you did this in high school and middle school or just in middle school, but one of the activities that she would have us do is these challenges. Anybody remember challenges? Remember we would do these challenges where everybody had a place, first chair, second chair, third chair, fourth chair, all the way down. But that didn't mean that you had to stay there. And you know, if you were second chair and you thought you were bad enough to take the first chair, you had to practice. And what that taught me especially was that you have to work hard for the things that you want in life. But also, if you're up at the top, you have to work hard to stay there. And I've been in both of those situations, both through music and through life. And I want to say thank you, but I feel like it's not enough. And I'm sure the rest of us feel like this as well. But you have taught me so much. And when I heard you were retiring, like my heart just broke. And it didn't break for me because I had the privilege of spending 8 awesome years with you. It broke for all those students who won't get to really understand your impact. And I'm weak, sorry, I'm crying. But thank you so much for everything, and I really mean that. And what you have done in my life has translated to my child. And that is huge to me. The things that you've instilled in me, I pass them down. I pass them on to my students at Southeastern. I pass that work ethic, everything. So thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael. I'm very, very shy. I'm not gonna get up here and cry like everyone else did because I'm a tough guy. But if I can remember some things about Mr. Roussel. Ms. Roussel was the first teacher I ever cried in front of. You remember that? I'm not gonna talk about it, but I cried in front of her. I was one of the kids in the band who really did play middle school because I had surgery. And when I got to high school, I didn't know how to play the easiest scale. And Ms. Roussel, she eased me on the way, and by the time I got to junior year, she was like, you know what, enough is enough. You could do this. Go in there with my practice. They put me in that music theory, instrumental tech class. She come in there and check on me, and she would say, I'm not gonna baby you. Just let the theory of music notes is gonna lead you the way. Well, I didn't have faith in myself. She made me audition for honor band. I'm like, Ms. Roussel, you know I couldn't do this, girl. And I made honor band that year, remember? Along with that, Ms. Roussel taught us about pride. As a freshman, many freshmen don't take band serious. I know my freshman year, we was the first freshman class to go to Showcase. We did the show The Beatles. And all year she was like, if y'all don't get the Showcase, they're not gonna invite us back again. And we went to Showcase and we won that year. We had like, the band is much bigger now. We probably had like less than 100 people. And we won that year. But no matter, we went to Showcase, we went to, I'll never forget, Showcase or any band festival, I'll never forget, I was always like the little nosy one. So I was using the restroom and I saw 2 band directors. And one band director told the other one, there go EA. And I didn't know what it means. So I just stayed along like I was washing my hand and getting water. They weren't afraid of EA. They were afraid of the legend, the living legend, Patty Roussel. And all of her hard work and all of her accomplishments. And as a freshman, I'm like, that's just Miss Roussel. She's not the living legend. But by the time I got to senior year, I know this is the living legend, Miss Patty Roussel. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because today I take everything that you have taught us and I bring it on to my job, into my personal life. And when I found out you were retiring, I was like, she is not that old to retire. What is she doing retired? And Ms. Roussel taught me and I taught her a couple things. When I was in high school, Medea had just came out and she didn't know Medea language. So let's see if she remembers. If I say hello, what does Medea say?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
By the time I got to senior year, she would get in front of the class, hello, how your mom and them doing? And we had a connection. If we did something good, she'll never say nothing. This means that it was great, came from the heart. And I just want to thank you. I'm not going to cry because I'm getting emotional. But it has been a pleasure to be in your band class and for you to teach all these people and all these young people and old people to come here and to say Ms. Roussel taught me. So. And here's one of our competitors, Sheila Bell.
No competition. When Ms. Roussel first came to Ascension Parish, she was at Sherman, Texas. And of course, I was the band director here at EA. And we needed a band director at Gonzales Middle School. So all of a sudden, she calls me. She called another band director, and I called her back because we needed a band director at Gonzales. So she came, and we talked, and the principal then was Mr. Buck Pittman. I don't know, many of you do not know him, but many of you do. And he said, Sheila, can you come sit in on the interview? I know nothing about band world. And I said, of course, I'd be happy to. So anyway, I sat in on the interview, and Miss Roussel brought her tape of her band in Sherman, and I was sitting there going, this is a junior high band. This is a middle school band playing high school music, and it was just incredible. And we talked, and of course, we became really, really, really dear friends. But they hired her, and so she stepped outside a bit, and Mr. Pittman says, well, what do you think, Sheila? I said, do not let her leave this parish. Take her across the river now and let her sign on the dotted line. So sure enough, she got in the car with Van Lambert, and Mr. Lambert brought her across the river to the school board office, and she signed the papers right there. And so we worked together for quite a few years, and then when I moved on to Dutchtown, I couldn't have had a better person and a better friend to come into this East Ascension High School and continue with the great tradition that it has been since the inception of the school in '66. Yes, you know the words, right? So congratulations on your retirement, and I know you're going to have better things to do. I know you're going to miss all these young people here. We're going to miss you. I know I can say for all the band directors how much of a I can't say the word here. She has meant so much to all of us. She's been a mentor, she's been a friend, she's helped out band directors all over the state. She's judged, she's clinic bands, and we bow down to you, Patty, for all the good work you've done.
I'm Maya, and I'm a freshman. And even though I don't know you that much, we taught my dad in middle school, so we have really, really old VHS tapes. But we'll sit home and we'll watch home videos, and there's a lot of home videos of my dad playing in the stands for Gonzales and the concerts, and he's like, I hope you get this teacher, you need this teacher, and she's really amazing. And he just kept saying about how she's gonna change your music career. She's going to really inspire you, and you have really inspired me. Even though I'm a freshman, I was like, But once band camp was over, I was like, this is serious. This is you're committed, and I really was happy to have you, even for 1 year as a teacher, because you were really inspiring. And I told my dad that you were retiring. He was devastated because he remembers playing with you, and it was really fun. And I really had a great year with you, and it was amazing. But Miss Webb's going to do a good job taking over. So, Miss Webb. It's not just Miss Patty that really inspired me, but even though Miss Schmidt's leaving too, she really inspired me because at first I was a flute, not a very good flute, but I was a flute, and they said try out for trumpet. So I did trumpet, and I wasn't that good at it in the beginning, and I'm okay-ish now. But me and Miss Schmidt have practice every Friday, and she's really helped me be really good at it and successful, and I want to keep doing trumpet. And she just inspired me because she's not only a band director, but she's somebody that I look up to, and she's somebody that I want to remember for a really long time.
Hey, I'm Carson. I'm just another freshman here too, and I've only gotten to spend 1 year with Mr. Roussel, so I haven't gotten to know you as much as the upperclassmen have. But you taught all my brothers and sisters, and to this day, I know that if I called upon my brother, Gregory, not sure if you remember him, says he was a troublemaker. That's up to him. But he says that he can still play the sax, all thanks to you helping him through high school and stuff, even if he apparently was some sort of a jock compared to some of them. And my oldest sister, Bonnie, who played the flute for you, more shy, so probably less of a troublemaker than my older brother Gregory, but I haven't gotten to spend as much time. So I hope that whatever you're doing next after this is really fun and worth it for you. Great. But I just wanted to say that it's been a really fun year, and I hope that East Ascension will do as good or even better.
That's what I'm thinking.
So most of y'all know us. We're the Guy Kids. Miss Roussel, we were blessed with being able to be taught by her for 8 straight years, since my freshman year till Emily graduated 2 years ago now. And I guess, I don't know how to put it into words, but just the impact that you have had, not just on me, but I know on Megan and Whitney and Emily, and it's meant a lot to us, and you've definitely been our favorite teacher, always, and it's just the lessons that you taught us of hard work and persevering, just helped us on mission trips and in college, and in like our marriages that we're in, and just you mean a lot to us, Mr. Roussel. I'm just really grateful for everything that you've done for us and everything that you taught us.
Anyone else that wants to speak?
Yeah.
I'll try. For those of you that know me, I'm Victor Drescher. I taught with Patty from 2008 to 2013. So a lot of y'all here are from that era. And whenever I came here to EA, I just got to finish teaching 1 semester of physical science because that was my first job. I had just left North Texas playing for one of the best wind symphonies in the country, and I thought I knew it all and I was going to set the world on fire as a band director. And then I got here to EA, and I remember the first sounds that I heard as an assistant band director. And this lady next to me, I'll try not to tear up, but this lady taught me how to be a band director. Because you don't learn that in college. You think you learn that in college, but then you get out and you get all these sounds in front of you, and you never get taught how to deal with that. So Patty taught me the 5 years that I taught with her, more lessons than I could count, more life lessons, more lessons as a band director. But the things that I get to teach students now, as a music professor at Southeastern, I learned from her, and I try to give my students as many of her lessons as I can. I can't even look at you, come cry. But I'll never forget, there's one lesson that I'll never forget. There's one day, and it was the second day of school, my second year of teaching. And the day before, the first day of school, we had a party at Patty's house, and she had just bought her new house, and we planted, I helped plant some crepe myrtles and things like that. And then I came to school the next day, and I hadn't planned anything. I figured I had already taught for a year, and so I kind of knew the routine, I knew how to do things. And so I was just going to get up there and wing it, and it was going to be fine because it was only the second day of school. And I still remember, after my class that day, Patty pulled me in her office, and she said, "You can never do that again. Those kids deserve better than that." And that lesson, so she didn't just fuss at the students. And those of y'all that were here with me know, Ms. Roussel lets everybody know if they're not doing what's right for the students. And she always has. She's always fought for all of her students. She's always worked her hardest for all of her students. And that lesson for me that day is one that I still carry, and I carried with me the rest of the time here, still carry today, that teachers always have to go to work for their students every single day. And I didn't appreciate it that day, but I appreciated that lesson later on, and I still remember it, and I still tell people about that. So for that lesson and all the other lessons that you taught me and how to be a band director, I love you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Maya, and I'm a freshman, and this is like my only year with you, Miss Roussel. But I remember people used to come up to me and tell me that you were kind of crazy during marching season. And I didn't know if that was true until the first practice, and you were on your little podium thing, and you started yelling at us about toe height as we were marching and staying in time. So then I kind of realized that. But honestly, you just like make me want to do better with myself. And oh my God, just getting emotional. But like you make me want to try out for all state and honor event. You make me want to do better. So just thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexis and I'm also a freshman here. And I just want to start by saying, Ms. Roussel, I hope that whatever you do after this, you enjoy it. And I have to say I'm heartbroken because I've only known you this year. And the knowledge that you taught me coming from middle school is like really eye-opening. I remember in middle school I was really confident. I played clarinet and I was really confident in it. And then I come here and Ms. Roussel's like, you have to do this, you know? I'm like, they crescendos exist? And like you made me want to try out for all these things. It's like try new instruments because like, you know, all the knowledge that you've taught me, it's made me more confident in it. I'm thinking about trying out for all states next year because of you, so I just want to thank you for that. And I really hope that whatever you do, you enjoy. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brittany, and I'm also a freshman. And when I got here, I really wasn't too serious, I could say, during band camp. Because I remember I got called out of attention because I was talking. And once she told me that, I noticed that she's really serious about this. And she's really helped me play trumpet because when I got here, I couldn't play it at all, pretty much. So, and now I'm going to probably try out for honor band next year. And yeah, and thank you. I'm Lashindra Bergeron. I'm also a freshman. Miss Roussel, I'm really gonna miss you. I was really hoping that you would have stayed a little longer because I was really hoping to be in your band. I wanted to be able to tell myself, oh, I've gotten to a place that I really wanted to reach because she taught my uncle and he's really good and I've always wanted to grow and be like him. I started off the year as a flute player and they told me, oh, we have like 24 flutes, could you possibly switch? So I switched over to French horn, and when I first started, Miss Roussel had helped me to learn all the fingerings, and she pushed me a lot, and I thank her so much for that because now I can say that she actually did teach me. She helped me to grow as a musician. So did Miss Schmidt and Miss Webb, and I'm really gonna miss you, Miss Schmidt. I really am gonna miss both of you. I hope that you do great in Iowa, and I hope that you do great after this retirement. Thank you both so much.
So Coach Lee, is he still here? Come on now. Come on down.
I'm a little intimidated by your greatness, but I can play paradiddles. So, words can't express how important you are to us. We always talk about, amongst the coaches, protecting the brand. And I think you've done that. When I was here as a freshman, football player, Miss Sharon Lambert was my algebra teacher. It was like 5 years ago. And I remember walking, this was our practice field, where we were sitting out. And our locker room was right here where the freshman football locker room is. And we used to hear the band playing, and we knew, we smell that fresh cut grass, and we hear the little I mean, I'm in college, waking up to That's what inspired me to follow music for a little while. Until I grabbed an instrument and realized it wasn't for me. So I have a newfound respect for what you guys do and the hard work you put in. My volunteering to paint your fields it wasn't a brown-nosing tactic. But when I saw her mark her fields off, and every inch mattered, and they taped grass. They put tape on grass. I didn't get it. We just spray paint ticks, and it worked. But when I saw how important it was to her, I bought our paint machine from the game field to make sure our field was done right. Because we saw how important the measurements were. A lot of coaches would complain because the band practiced right next to it. They're like, and that was an issue when we had the new practice field, or we call it the basin. We get 5 inches of rain and the alligators go out swimming. So we said, look, I said, no, we're not going to put the band on that field. We'll put our freshmen on that field. Because varsity band is more important than freshman football. And it means just as much to this school as varsity football. The band, like I said, I'm trying to put this into words. We're not a football team without the band. I don't think many people know about our relationship. When I took over the job, and I was Ms. McCorkle appointed me athletic director and head football coach here. We began 0-6, all right? And I didn't panic because I know it's a process. And just like any incoming freshman, I hear all the stories and testimonies of how they came in and they went from not knowing what they were doing to make an honor band under your leadership. I inspired to be like you. I knew it was a process. I knew it was one day at a time. And I had other mentors along the way, but that 0-6 point after a game, I think it was Zachary. We played him here for homecoming. But when I talked to you afterwards, you said, I think your dad was a coach, or a relative. Your brother was a coach. And she told me she had been through ups and downs, and she told me to keep my head up. Just keep working, and a year later, we're district champs. And when I say we're district champs, I mean we're district champs. EA for district champs this year. We're losing a great one. And we're going to miss you, and we love you, and we're going to miss our talks. I'm going to continue to paint the field because I know how important that is to our family. On behalf athletic department. And I think everybody in this room, I want to tell you we love you and we're going to miss you. And we wish you well.
That's for me?
And that any faculty members, before you leave, that you sign this for, you take it with her, and you're leaving? Come in, bring it in.
Well, Ms. Roussel, I don't know if I can hold it together for this, but being a first-time band director growing up, as a young female band director in this profession, we look to people like Ms. Roussel to set the standards and show us how to do things. And I spent 7 years in New Orleans, and Patty was always the infamous Patty Roussel. You want to be just like Patty Roussel. And I'll never forget the day that it called me to come and interview for this job at Central. And actually being able to be a part of your band family and feed into you and work with you has been the best experience of my entire life. And all of my friends, all of my group of friends, we're all band directors, we're all young, and we all think every day, what can we do? Every day we think, what can we do to be a better band director? It's what would Patty do? Because, before we make any decision, we want to do it the way she would do it, because we know that she takes action, she does what's right by her kids and by her band program, and she never takes no for an answer, and she's everything that we've always wanted to be as band directors, and I hope one day that I can be half as good and amazing as you are, Patty. Thank you for everything you've taught me. I'll never forget the first time I sat at the Christmas concert. It was the first concert I heard here at EA, and I'm sitting in the concert and just crying because I could not believe that that's what I had been missing all those 7 years teaching in New Orleans. And I'm just so thankful that you brought me here and that I've been able to work with you all this time. Thank you so much.
I'm not a freshman, and Patty did not teach me directly, but she did teach my wife. Yes, her first job, many of you may not know this, was in a huge town in North Louisiana called Tallulah, Louisiana. And that's where my wife's from. And I just wanted to say, I can't really add a whole lot to what everybody's said. We all think the same thing about Patty. We're so thankful that she was in our parish to help raise the bar and just continue raising, continue raising, continue raising. And I know that Patty is going to be missed. And I want to encourage you guys to find the teachers in your lives, in your children's lives, that are making a difference like Ms. Roussel did. Because our times are changing, and I think everyone realizes that. And while you may think as Ms. Roussel is old school, I long for the day when her approach is new school. So anytime you find a teacher that pushes your children the way that Ms. Roussel pushes her kids, I want you to encourage them, because I won't say they're a dying breed, but they certainly are a retiring breed. We're going to miss you.
Now for our big surprise. Miss Roussel, would you do the honors of directing one last time with your former students and current students? Don't worry, they rehearsed last night. That's why the meeting was changed at 5 o'clock. At this time, with all the alumni and the students that are going to perform, please come up at this time.
Talk to the kids that are still at EA last week about my retirement, and I told them that, you know, this EA band brought me joy. It brought me so much happiness, and I have a lot of fond memories. And this EA band is not about me. I'm glad I was a part of it, but it's really about them, and it's really about what they've done, and all the trophies on the wall, that's their trophies. And this EA band will continue. There's a lot of greatness in the EA band program, and I know it'll continue because there's wonderful kids in this school, and they will continue to make music with whoever's here. So again, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for sharing this moment with me. It means so much, it really does. And I gotta say, when I saw my brothers and my sister-in-law and my mom here, there they are over there. Can y'all stand up? Yeah. They're awesome. I have a wonderful family and they've been supportive of me. So we're obviously about to play Nearer My God to Thee, I guess. And hey, but the story goes is Julie Giroux, who is from Louisiana, who's a great composer, wrote this tune. It's a hymn, but she wrote it for a friend of hers that was retiring, and she wanted to write something that was very special to him. So it's kind of fitting, I guess. It's kind of fitting. So let's see how this goes. Thank you.
My name is Morgan. I'm the drum major here at EA. And we wanted to put together something really special for Miss Roussel. And I know it's May, y'all. And we wanted to play Green Sleeves for Miss Roussel because it's her favorite. And we just thought it would be really special since we play Green Sleeves every other year. And next year was going to be a Green Sleeves year, and she won't be with us to conduct it. So we wanted to leave her with a Green Sleeves experience, something really special, and we hope that she loves it. Thank you all.